So we chopped it up a little bit prior to the show. So tell us a little bit about where you from and what are you doing here this morning?
I am originally from Baltimore, Emerson Village, and I'm currently a real estate agent. I've been a real estate agent for the good portion of 2000.
Okay,
So yeah, that's my profession. That's my love. That's my life. That's everything I know.
okay. What you love so much about real estate? Why real estate? Coming out of Baltimore, why real estate? What do you love so much about it?
Coming out of Baltimore, I guess for me, it's just a challenge of helping those that either I know, that I don't know, that I come in contact with, that have the wrong impression of what real estate is and how they can obtain things such as a house, things of that sort. So it's a challenge there to have the opportunity to kind of change people's minds
Okay,
and the mindset that people have about owning property or
okay.
owning into real estate.
Why do you think that the mindset is such a challenge for people to actually go from renting to ownership?
Mm.
Well, why do you feel it's such a challenge for folks? Because
Uh,
in some cases, you pay less on a mortgage than you
Correct.
do renting a
Correct.
property.
Correct. You pay about 15% of your annual income
Mm.
goes to mortgage. It's about 35, 40, in some areas, 45% when it comes to paying rent.
Wow, big difference.
Very big difference. You can keep a lot of money in your pocket
Mhm.
if you just invest in owning a home.
Mhm.
But the thing about it for people is, in a lot of ways, people are just misguided.
Okay.
They feel as though it's something of fear.
Mhm.
They're scared because of their current situation.
Mhm.
One thing that inspires me so much was that there's this um, way that people look at life, and they call it the uh, paycheck mentality.
Okay.
The paycheck mentality is that I know I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'll never be an entrepreneur because I'm so guaranteed to know that each 2 weeks or every week I'm going to get a paycheck.
So people fashion a vision, they fashion a plans, they hopes from paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly. And it's the
Okay.
same way with home ownership versus renting.
Hmm.
Renting knows that, or renting is, I don't have to do everything that it may take to purchase a home.
Hmm.
I can easily just rent a home. And it's the very same kind of mentality, which is owning a home is not that hard
Hmm.
at all. It's not hard.
Hmm.
But if you have that mentality where I slightly want to do something, but I don't want to do everything in order to get it, then of course you can easily just obtain a rental property.
Okay, so a lot of people possibly get into rental properties because it's just the easier path to do.
It's an easier path. And then in a lot of ways, at the same rate, people within their credit or with their income,
Hmm.
um, if you're coming into a situation and you really have a uh, bad credit report,
Hmm.
or you have bad credit in general, a lot of people don't see that there's an out to it, and there may be some steps that you have to do in order to get there.
Okay.
But people don't want to generally take those steps.
Uh-huh.
And when you get into a rental property, sometimes you're already there in a situation where your credit is already kind of messed up.
Okay.
So staying in that rental property, I don't have to adjust or work towards bettering that credit report
Hmm.
or bettering that credit unless I really wanted to.
Uh-huh.
But being in this rental property, I can just take my lease and continue to stretch my lease for as long as I want to, or stay here for as long as I want to.
So people choose to stay stagnant. And
Bingo. Bingo.
not that that's the plan, because I believe
Mhm.
that a lot of people who do get into rental properties, they have that vision, they have that dream to own one day.
Absolutely.
But I do believe that a lot of people replace that comfort with being stagnant.
Absolutely.
They don't see what else it takes to take that step further to actually own a property. And
Correct.
we all know what happens with stagnant water. It gives no life, right?
Absolutely.
You have to keep things flowing. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing what you're doing. Now, when it comes to the how-tos, uh, well, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
What would be the ideal credit score for a person that wanted to get into a property?
Good question.
And before you answer that, and what is workable for what you can do for people to get them into a property?
Good question. Currently, right now, it depends with what institution you use, what brokerage.
Okay.
Everybody has different terms. With my brokerage, which is Carrington Real Estate Services, we take you at a 580 credit score, kind of mold you from that 580
Wow.
to get you to that 600.
Okay.
But there's other institutions that don't take people unless they have 640, 620.
Right.
Generally, though, you need above a 600 in order to qualify for a mortgage, in order to get that loan. So you always want to be somewhere in the heart of the 620, 640. But again, like I said, it's up to the institution. For instance, with us, like I said, Carrington Real Estate will take you at a 580 because we know that at that 580, you're so close to 600.
Right.
That whatever needs to be done can be done versus someone who may be at a low 5 and has so much that they have to do in order to clean up that rapport. And it may take a huge amount of time to even get somewhere, if you will. When that 580 is probably 2, maybe 3 steps, maybe 3 months from now, 2 months, month, you'll be ready.
So it'd take at least maybe 2 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months to actually get some things taken off your credit?
Yep.
Okay, so it requires prior planning, right?
Yeah. I always tell people this, and I do first-time homebuyer seminars every month for free.
Okay.
And the first-time homebuyer seminars allow people to come in, get to understand how to qualify, the process to buying a home, and things that they have to start doing now. And what happens is I always start off with one slogan, and the slogan is, in order to move in May, you have to move in January.
Okay.
Which the months themselves totally don't have anything to do with the slogan per se. The slogan itself says that I need to consider the amount of time it's going to take me to even be buyer ready. If I have things that I have to do, whether it's coming up with the money for my down payment, whether it's getting my credit where it needs to be, things of that sort. You have to plan so far in advance that when it comes time for that time frame that you really want to move, you're on point. You've made your goal. You're ready. Because, of course, the buying a home process only takes about 30 days. So anything outside of that 30 days must be the time that you're working to clarify your situation in order to get where you need to get so that you can qualify.
And it's not so much as it takes so many steps, but once you take those few steps for the process, for everything to come together, that is what usually takes the time.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely. The process itself is 30 days, max possibly 40, depending on if something happens, but it's about 30 days. But the person's situation, first and foremost, before you get to those 30 days, it is what needs to be addressed. What are you doing with your credit? How much time is it going to take you to get where you need to be in order to get that qualified credit score? So the situation is what will identify how much time it's going to take you to get where you need to get so that you could be in qualifying status.
Okay. So what I would like to do is I would like to get with you and talk with you briefly about the properties that you currently know are available. And let's talk about the actual process that a person would go through to start cleaning up their credit. What does that take? All the way up until that 30-day process, once they've chose a home and things like that. What's the process all the way through?
Good question. The first to answer is that the first step, a lot of people think that it's contacting a real estate agent.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, let me stop you right there. We'll go more into that
Cool.
after a break. We'll be right back. Be Exposed Radio.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
What is Hood Respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood and we all want respect. That's why we wear Hood Respect. Available in men's, women's, and kids. For more information and ordering options, contact Instagram at Hood Respect, Facebook to Mel Martin Sr., and email at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com. The look you need is Hood Respect.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show.
I'm just thankful this year I've dealt with,
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Free stuff for you just for listening.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Listening to this station. Yep.
Harrison Show here on Be Exposed Radio. Before we get back into it, remember, folks, on the 26th of August from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., we have the Power Plant Live. Power Plant Live, the Howl at the Moon event. So make sure y'all join us for that. And right now, we're going to get back into it. I was asking Mr. Jones, the real estate extraordinaire, what is the process of when you want to start this, getting into a home? What's the process, and what homes do you know, what areas do you know that are available in Baltimore?
Well, first and foremost, every area is available.
I like that.
Depends on your situation.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, to answer your question, the first thing a lot of people think is when I want to get a home, the first thing I have to do is contact a real estate agent. It's false. First thing you want to do is you want to contact a lender.
A lender.
A lender. Because you contact me, I'm just going to direct you to a lender.
Okay.
The lender is the first step because the lender is the person that's going to identify your current state or your buying power.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to identify where you are credit-wise, income-wise, can you afford a home, what price point criteria, things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to get what is called the pre-approval. That's you're good as far as this specific price point to start going after a home.
Okay.
But that is the most important part of the process, because that right there is what will either send you forward or derail you, because that lender is going to tell you specifically where your credit is, and some hopefully should tell you what you need to do in order to clean it up.
Okay. That's what they should do.
That's what they should do.
Because some don't.
Some don't. Some don't. Some will, which is unfortunate.
Right.
Some will actually say to you, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, unfortunately, you're at a 550, come back in a year. And that's the end of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you losing business by doing that and driving business away,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to look at it from the emotional standpoint.
That's right.
You get somebody like that, you tell somebody, come back in a year, they're distraught at that point. They may not even go after it ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And then puts them back into that rental mentality.
Yeah, that rental mentality. Right.
So the best thing, like the lenders that I deal with, which is that I ask them before I even deal with them, is how well their customer service is. Your customer service drives clientele, period.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, what are some of the steps that you're giving them or providing them, or programs or people that you may know that will help them generate the type of credit that they need,
Mm-hmm.
or tell them the steps they have to take in order to get in the right state when it comes to that credit score.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But once you get it, then you can call a real estate agent.
That's right.
Once you call a real estate agent, you got that pre-approval in hand, you're going out, you're seeing homes in that price point.
Okay.
I use a system, and I tell people at the first time home buyer seminars as well. It's called NAL. NAL means needs, availability, location. Needs being number one. You have to look at a house in that price point that fits all the needs versus the wants. So if you're looking for a house that helps your 3 kids, okay, you're looking at possibly a 3, maybe a 4 bedroom. You're not looking at 5, you're not looking at 6, you're not looking at 2. That's a need. You need that. Or you may need something like, since you have a large family, you're looking at 2 bathrooms,
right?
Possibly something to that effect. But a jacuzzi is a want.
Correct.
If it doesn't fit that price point, it's a want. It's got to be eliminated. You got to focus on the needs, because with that price point, you're only looking at certain homes.
Okay.
So that's the needs. The availability, what's available in that price point. So you're not going to go outside that price point. You're not going to go looking for something that you cannot afford. And then thirdly is location. Where does that property sit? A lot of people take or don't take into consideration their livelihood, what they do on a regular basis. So that's your schools for your kids, your work, where your family is, things of that sort. If you go outside of that location just to find the perfect home, you probably made it worse for yourself.
Okay.
So whatever available with your needs, whatever being available in your price point, and what's located in a central area that is convenient for everything you know of your life, those are what the focal point should be before you even go out and start looking at homes.
Okay, so needs, availabilities, and location.
Locations, yep, now.
I like that. Now. Okay, so appreciate that. And what I really like, everywhere is available if you fit the criteria. You can
Absolutely.
move
You can go anywhere you want.
Awesome. So when we get back after this break, I'm going to introduce our next studio guest. Somebody just allowed us to see him this morning. We'll be right back. Right. That was nice, man. Very much so.
Free stuff for you just
we
for
get
listening
back.
to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What is hood respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood and we all want respect. That's why we wear Hood Respect. Available in men's, women's, and kids. For more information and ordering options, contact Instagram at Hood Respect, Facebook to Mel Martin Sr., and email at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com. The look you need is Hood Respect.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something and, oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs.
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second. What?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can we tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
When you were a little kid and you thought about...
Welcome back to the show here at Be Exposed Radio, the Denasha Harrison Show. So, once again, those three things that you mentioned.
The NOW system.
NOW system, NAL, right?
Needs, availability, and location.
Needs, availability, and location. All right. Well, I appreciate that. We're going to keep going with the real estate questions. If you have any questions about real estate, how you can get into a house, get out of that rental property, if you even want to purchase that rental property that you're living in, that can be an option for you as well. Go ahead and call in at 410-702-5657 if you have any questions for Mr. Jones. You can also info us at info@beexposedradio.com. Give us a call. All right. If you got any questions about real estate or any other questions that you may have on your mind. I'd like to introduce our next guest, the educated wino, as they call him, Mr. Lem Howard. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning. How's everyone out there? Good morning, Baltimore.
Good to see you. And the rest of the world.
And the rest of the world, that's right.
That's right. We actually had listeners from Nicaragua. Managua,
nice.
Nicaragua let us know that they're listening. I'm not sure if they can catch the show live, but they're definitely listening on YouTube. So I appreciate that. And actually, we have Niger, Central West Africa, is listening as well. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate you listening out there. So good to see you.
Hey, it's good to be here, brother.
All right. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing before you go into the meaning behind the educated wino, as I put it out there. I'd like everybody out there to know that Mr. Howard is also in the real estate business as well. So multi-properties, things of that nature. I'm not saying that that's his primary, but when he tells you what he does, when you do see him, you can pick his brain about real estate as well.
Hey, thank you for that. Just to talk about the real estate a bit. Yeah, what I like to do is rehabs.
Okay.
So basically, I'll acquire a property at lowest market value, pretty much fix it up, and then turn around and sell it at fair market value.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. My expertise is, like I said, it's in rehabs.
Okay.
There are different versions of real estate investing. I like rehabs because based on my background. I have a electrical, HVAC, and structurals background.
Okay.
So that's makes me very unique in what I do in regards to that.
Okay. So that's your background when it comes to real estate.
Right.
Tell us about this educated wino thing. And before you do, you sound like you have an accent, like a Midwest accent. Tell the people where you're from.
All right. Well, first of all, for those who know me, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised South Side.
All day
long.
Not the West Side, but that's okay.
Exactly. and also graduated from Mendel Preparatory School, which is on the South Side. It has since closed down, about to believe in 89 or something like that. Okay. But nonetheless, that is my high school. And Prior Marine.
Right.
What else? World Traveler.
That's right.
And now I do wine. Okay. I sell wine.
So that's the educated wino.
Right.
That's okay.
So the educated wino. Let me explain the educated wino.
So it's not who you are.
No. The educated wino is a moniker that I came up with. Actually, I had help, but I was at a wine tasting as I was being introduced into this business, and the educated wino came to mind because being from Chicago, if you ever visited a liquor store, you on occasion had certain folks outside the liquor stores. Some guys who always wanted to spit some type of knowledge to you.
Right.
It wasn't about wine.
Right.
But, it basically was a wino of some sorts trying to, educate you about life.
That's right.
So I took the wino aspect of that and what they were trying to speak about in the education sense and put it together, the educated wino.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I go with the educated wino, because I realized as I do wine tastings, how unfamiliar people are about the art of wine.
Okay.
Or the art of wine tasting. It's an art to it.
It is.
And it's become a new passion of mine. I love it. Actually, this month is my anniversary month as of Monday. It'll be 3 years since I've been doing a wine consultant.
Okay.
I actually represent a Napa Valley winery out in California.
Okay.
Which hopefully everybody knows Napa Valley is in wine. It's California.
Okay.
But what that winery allows us to do is market their wines through in-home wine tastings. So you're able to have a private, or as I say, exclusive wine tasting in the privacy of your home.
Okay.
And how that looks is basically when we get a host who's willing to host a wine tasting, I'll speak with them about their preference in wines, and then also ask them about their family, friends, and what varietals that they like, and then we'll choose a wine sampler.
Okay.
Once we choose that wine sampler, I give them a script to send out to their guests. Let them know that this is a wine buying event. They're more than welcome to come out and partake. All you need is some appetizers like cheeses and fruits, and I show up and be prepared to present the wines.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a fun business. The product sells itself, and I'm just an added caveat to it.
Okay.
For anybody that knows me, I can be a little bit humorous. So my wine tastings are usually pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty interesting.
So we're gonna have to talk a little bit about what that interesting is.
Okay, all right.
California's actually reaching out.
Okay.
So Ophelia's talking about how she likes the educated wino. I'm not sure if she remembers, but she met you years ago.
Okay.
When we were, I'm gonna explain that right here on the air. So we are in the motorcycle community. We love our sleds, scoots, bikes, whatever nickname you have for them. We're going to shout out your club, which is currently Sons of Solomon.
Washington, D.C., Mother Chapter,
Washington, D.C. I'm currently riding with the Descendants of the Chosen out of Quantico, but we used to be in the same motorcycle club years ago. So, Ophelia, you did meet Lem a long time ago. I think we were getting together for a trip down to Myrtle Beach. And, my family came out to see who all these people were that I was riding with. She wanted to make sure that, her baby boy was riding with some folks.
Yeah.
So he is somebody that you met years ago, and you did put your stamp of approval on me going down to South Carolina with this merry band of riders. I'll just leave it like that. Okay, wonderful. So where are you out of?
As far
as far as your business.
Okay, as far as my business, basically I live in Maryland.
Okay.
Right, so my business office is in Maryland, Clinton, Maryland to be exact. But I travel, to different parts of the DMV to do wine tastings.
Okay.
Furthest I've traveled, actually, I've done a couple in Chicago.
Okay.
As far as Chicago and Philly, and also as far as south as I guess Virginia, Southern Virginia.
Southern Virginia. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So for both of you, I'm going to ask about the climate of your businesses. First with you, Mr. Jones. What is the climate right now for your business? How is business for real estate these days?
This is great.
Is it?
It's great. Just right now, it's a buyer's market. There's a lot of buyers going out because, of course, the market is hot and heavy. There's a lot more programs out there. Interest rates are fluctuating, but are still at a good point. Down payments, as far as how much you put down on a home, are going down. Again, there's a lot of programs that help out with that, assistance for whatever your situation may be. So it's a good time. It's a really good time.
So it's good business.
It's amazing.
Okay. Can you give us some specifics before the end of the show as far as point of contacts, numbers, times? How can people get in touch with you? Who to call, who to talk to, things of that nature?
Absolutely.
Okay, so before the end of the show, we're going to get all that information
You got it.
from you. We got a long way to go, by the way.
It's all good.
But before the end of the show. And for you, Mr. Howard, how's business?
The wine business is good.
Okay.
As an independent wine consultant, the business it is doing well. Actually, this particular year, I can say I've increased my wine tastings. So the goal is for me to be in front of people. The more people I get in front of, the more I'm able to expose the wines and the. Let me back up. The winery that I represent is called Wine Shop at Home. That's literally the name of it. It was started back in 1995 by a married couple, and then 2005 they started to do in-home wine tasting. You can't purchase our wines in stores. What's unique about the business and the aspect that I like about it is that they're handcrafted wines. And what does that mean? Meaning that the wine or the grapes are still hand-picked versus like
huge machines.
Yeah, huge machines. And most wineries now, they use machines. And with that, that comes with its own issues and the different characters of wines that you get. It does definitely affect the product. And then they're economical. The average cost of a bottle of wine is about $20. Lowest being about 17, highest being about like $65 per bottle.
Okay.
But what I like I say, what I like about the wines that they are handcrafted and they taste good. That was the only way I can be comfortable to sit out here and even talk about this today. I'm my own customer. So
right.
Part of the wine club. I get new wines every month. And I enjoy them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cigars. We talked about cigars last show with True Black.
Okay.
She came through.
Okay.
And for those who know me, I love my cigars. I have my own cigar business and things of that nature, but that's another topic for another time. For you, are you into cigars?
Yes, I am. Actually, I've been.
Because before you go into that, when we first met, you said you was into cigars, but I can remember some good cigars going over to you.
Yeah.
And then I would circle back.
I've since matured in the cigar game.
Okay, so let me. But before you talk about where you at with cigars right now, we're gonna go back a little bit. So I met this brother, and so I'm smoking a cigar. I smoke and ride. We at a specific area. So I pull out real nice cigar. Maybe $10 smoke, $15 smoke. Price points are crazy on cigars, by the way. You can go from $3.50 to $50 and find the exact same type of smoke. So I'm smoking this cigar, I light it up, and my brother Lem, he'd be like, "Hey man, let me get one of them cigars over there, man. Let me go and get one of them cigars."
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So get a brother the cigar. So he puff on it a little bit. I turn around, I look, cigar sitting right there. I'm like, yo, wait a minute, man. I was like, you go take that with you, right? You go pick that up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke it later on, man. I'm gonna smoke it later on. So I said, you know what? After the third time, I said, man, no, you gonna have to get your own cigars, man. But he did pick up the pace with, finishing what he started with the smokes. So where you at with cigars these days?
And that's interesting that you bring up that scenario because that's that's similar to wine.
Exactly.
Drinking wine. It's you like what you like, but the only way you find out what you like is by sampling or by tasting. And that's what happened.
Right.
With the cigars. I have my go-tos. I have my favorites. I like a Cuba Maduro. That's my smoke. I like the little nubs, the cafe.
Right.
That's what I get because that's what I like. And so yes, since then, I've definitely elevated, my cigar game. And I enjoy them. I'm also of course learning to pair.
I was going to ask you that. Would you recommend pairing cigars and wine?
Yes, it's actually, I'm not saying a new phenomenon, but it's catching on.
Okay.
I've actually been asked by a couple of the local cigar shops to do a joint venture.
Sure.
I'll use if I can. I guess.
Absolutely.
Okay. For last year, I actually did a rooftop wine tasting where I had Cigars 210 come out and set up.
Okay, that's Doc.
Yeah, to come out and set up. So they can present their cigars as I was presenting my wines.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we had an issue with the location, and they had to pull out.
Okay.
But nonetheless, I'm also in conversation with a Filion.
Okay.
And also to possibly do something with them as well.
Okay. And you can put Harrison Smokes in there as well.
Harrison Smokes.
We could talk about we could talk about supplying you with what you need as far as your future ventures. So wine and cigars, it's somewhat of a renaissance, right? We're back around to that. A lot of people think that it has to be brown liquor, that it has to be a certain type because no one's told them any different.
Right, correct.
But wine and cigars has been something going for decades,
Right.
probably centuries. So we're talking about wine, we're talking about real estate, we're talking about flipping houses, we're talking about going back down memory lane. So we got two strong brothers here doing wonderful things. Wonderful things. If you want to know how to get into the business, or if you want to know about their businesses, call in at 410-702-5657. You can also hit us up on beexposedradio.com, info@beexposedradio.com as well. Hit me up on Facebook. We'll make sure that we get these brothers' information out to you. I like this topic. It's a solid topic. It's talking about business. I don't say small business. I know Brother Wise, he educated me on that a couple of shows ago. You know, we don't call it small business. Business is business. You know, my pockets want to be, you know, full of big things, not small things. So we're talking about business this morning. We're talking about the wine business with the educated wino. We're also talking about the real estate business with Mr. Brandon Jones. And we are going to keep this topic going. We might have a brand ambassador coming in later on so she can help you with your wine, help you with your real estate. But this is a wonderful topic. People need it. Not so much as, you know, needing wine. Wine is a want, but I think it's a good experience for people to be a part of. When you got a stressful day, you know, you want to have a good time, go out and actually educate yourself about some things that you can really, really get into. This is the man to talk to right here, Mr. Howard, the educated wino. And we'll be right back on the Denasha Harrison Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steve?
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon. Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover.
Music from Lemuel Shepherd. That's my music. Are we back? Welcome back to Be Exposed Radio, the Denasha Harrison Show. You're listening to Magic from Lemuel Shepherd. It's got some wonderful music. If y'all want to know more about it, go on and hit me on my Facebook page, the Denasha Harrison Show. You too can have this music, wonderful music. So we want to get some clarification going on about how we don't need wine, but we need real estate. So let me clarify.
Yeah, we need to fix that up.
We go fix that. Jesus did turn water into wine at the party. We get that. We understand that. And you made some good points about, some things having medicinal purposes and how some things are very important for a new house, for example. I'll let you explain because I did get corrected during the breaks.
So if you was listening before how he stated, you don't need wine per se. I say you need wine as well as you need that new home. That wine will help you celebrate that new home and remind you of what you've accomplished.
I like that.
All right. So once again, you do need wine. And I'm the man to come forward to get it.
So we made that clarification. You do need wine as well as a place to stay, and hopefully you'll go from renting to owning because it does make a difference. You are putting money back in your pocket, and you're looking more for a solid future for your family when you get out of the renting into the owning. You got something to pass on when you're gone. You have something that'll be a part of building your legacy when you're no longer there. There's more comfort, there's more security, there's more peace when a family actually owns their property. And if something should happen to the property owner, that family's still secure in that actual property. I think that's very important to pass. It does take work. It does take responsibility for you to own your own property, but that's what we should be about in the first place. When we're taking care of our family, we're taking care of our community, we're participating in our society, we want to be responsible. We want to own what we're a part of because, in my opinion, that's what it's all about. And you definitely need to stock that house with some wines and spirits that come from the educated wino, Mr. Howard. Wonderful show. We're going in a wonderful direction. It's a solid show. We want to talk a little bit more about the wine industry. When someone like yourself is into the business, is it easy to do the business across the board as far as your competition, so to speak? Do you get flack or pushback from others in the wine industry and the spirits industry? Have you ever experienced something like that doing your business?
Oh, that's a very good question. Actually, I'd like to say, as far as getting pushback or anything of that nature, is actually the opposite.
Okay.
Even some with folks that are what we call sommeliers or wine experts. What I like to tell people, first and foremost, I'm not a sommelier.
Mm-hmm. There's a huge difference.
Oh yeah. Sommelier would definitely involves a lot of training, education, and basically what sommelier does is usually is hired to choose the wines for a particular restaurant. there are only but so many sommeliers, as far as black sommeliers in the area. Nonetheless, they've attained the education that's needed to, be called upon to, like you said, when it comes to a menu at a particular restaurant, they choose the wines or the pairings or what have you.
Okay.
What I do is a little bit simpler. It's basically as a wine consultant, as far as the ease of the business, easy. We're provided with actually a template of information to share with our potential customers and guests. And basically, I'm at the point now, of course, I have it by memory, but nonetheless, before I present or as I present, I thank the host for opening up their home, allowing me to come and present the wines, and then share with them a little bit about myself, and then also share with them how many wines we're going to be tasting that day, and then what we're going to be pairing the wines with, and then we get started.
Okay.
Now, what happens is, I'm going to tell you the other thing I like about this business. I'm going to be honest. My clientele is about 95% women. So let me just be honest.
You just being honest?
Yeah. So it's interesting to be a male and a man in front of typically women or in a room of women. And of course, just like if we know our sisters and once they get wine and then they're enjoying themselves, they're having a good time.
Okay.
And so, like I said, I bring a unique personality, to my wine tasting, where pretty much people have a good time.
Sure.
I mean, I've had a lot of repeat wine tastings just because of my presentation and just my down to earthness about what I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, people can feel free to call in and give their opinion about it, but
exactly
my feeling about it, women are more open. They're more free to express how they feel about the product. I know men can kind of be a little, closed up, standoffish, but usually when women want a product, they want to know about a product, they open to it. That's why they're there. Don't waste their time. What do you got?
Exactly.
And
when we're gonna start drinking.
Right.
Yeah, that's usually what I get. That's why I've shortened my presentation to a little bit of a conversation. And actually, what I do different, or also I do, is I make it interactive.
Okay.
So another unique thing about our wines is that our wines come with a what we call a recipe card. So basically it tells about the production of the wine, where the varietal comes from, how it's grown, and then also it gives you suggested pairings, cheese pairings, and also appetizers or meals.
Okay.
And so as a woman or man, you can take that card, then you want to surprise your spouse or your significant other and make that meal for them and have that pairing of that wine with it. It's an awesome thing.
Okay. Yeah. That's a wonderful idea. It can actually complement the food and not contrast against it.
Right. So what happens is now where I used to read this information, it's like I said, we sampling 5 different wines. So I choose, 4 or 5 different people to read just a little small excerpt from the card itself.
Okay.
So what that does is it gets them involved. And then they're more apt to retain information about the wine because they're reading. And so while they're doing that, I'm pouring the wine and make sure everybody gets their share fair of sampling.
Okay, sounds like a wonderful system. And same question to you. When we come back from the break, I'm going to pose the same question to you. How is the industry treating you? How is the industry treating the business that you do? So we're going to explore that. Right after this, you're listening to the Denasha Harrison Show on Be Exposed Radio. If you want to call in, feel free to do so. Mr. Howard's got something for the call-in guests, and we'll talk a little bit more right after this.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Free stuff for you just for listening to.
Hey, welcome back to the show. That commercial was talking about free stuff for you, and we actually do have some free stuff for you. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. But posing the same question to you about the industry, as far as you being in real estate, how's the real estate industry treating your company and what you do, as far as other companies? Is there pushback, or is there kind of a dog eat dog type of mentality, or is everybody working well together in this market?
No,
No.
We're not playing. Each broker or every brokerage is trying to get as much as possible within the industry. So each brokerage, and brokerage, for those who don't know, that means company. So Keller Williams, Remax, Carrington Real Estate, they're all in competition with one another in order to obtain as much of the market as possible. So you're always competing, broker. However, the agents themselves, as I know it to be, is that we're less competitive than the actual companies themselves.
Okay.
So I partner with agents on some deals as far as referrals, or I may be the buyer's agent, they're the seller's agent, things of that sort. But at the end of the day, the actual company is, or the companies themselves are very competitive.
Okay.
They just want what's out there. But for me, I mean, it's a good time. It's been really good. The market itself, the people that you come in contact with, the relationships that you build, things of that sort, is there's no other market except meeting 1,000+ women per month with wines. There's no other company that I think has that kind of feel.
So how do you thrive when you have so much competition? When you have so many brokers shooting for the same goal? What are the keys that you apply to continue to thrive in the business that you're in?
If I told you that, I had to kill you. No, mainly, just like any other business, if you start a business and you're an entrepreneur, you're always in competition with all the other individuals out there that are trying to do the very same thing that you do. So you always have to look in the mirror, and you always have to identify what makes you different. What stands out about your business versus all the other people in the same business. So for me, it's a customer interaction. It's also the way in which I work, as far as how fast I get back to you, how fast you can expect things from me. I keep a very tight ship when it comes to communication, because I know that that's a really big issue with some clients who have dealt with other real estate agents in the past. Is that if I make a call to you, and you don't get back to me within that day or within that hour, then that's alarming, because that says right there that this is the kind of relationship we're going to have throughout the entirety of this transaction.
That's right.
So in the beginning, you want to introduce that. So that's what I do. So you can expect that I'm going to give you a call within an hour once you give me a call. If I can't get in contact with you, then you're going to know why I can't get in contact with you. So, you'll get a text message, you're going to email, you'll get something. So I'm not just kind of leaving you how to drive with any questions or inquiries you might have.
So we're talking about being professional.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So
well said.
As a professional,
yeah,
continuing to communicate with folk.
Continuing
that's a part of
to
being
communicate.
professional. You identify that somebody really wants to change their situation. Somebody really wants to go from renting to buying, or somebody wants to get out of a house that they already own and get into another house. So with you identifying that there's an actual need, that somebody's serious about their business, in return, you're a professional.
You got to be serious back.
You got to be serious back.
Because like we said, if you're trying to get people out of the renting mentality, and of course there's that pullback because they don't, they're scared about making that leap. So you want to be there and be the best you can in addressing that. It's going to be hard for them, but you're going to walk them through it. But just like in a relationship, you have cues within a relationship that providing for the other person, you're showcasing how serious you are about moving forward.
Okay.
But as soon as you don't do that, of course, the significant other that you're having the relationship with will start to question.
Sure.
Am I involving myself more than this person?
Right.
Or am I getting too involved with someone who may not be as serious? Or I may feel like I just completely wasted my time. You don't want that out of someone who's making that leap. You want to stay with them the entirety, be professional, and do what you can so that they do move forward.
Okay. So I can understand that concept because I don't know you. All I know is that I need a house.
Yeah.
All I know is that I want some type of direction. So that relationship, partnership is something that's very important. And how you come off in the beginning says it all for me.
Solidifies everything going forward.
I'm about to put my name on a mortgage, or prior to that, I'm about to Roger up, so to speak, to all this money that I'm gonna have to pay back. So when I go into this type of relationship, with eyes and ears open, I'm expecting somebody to partner with me to walk me through that process. Folks out there, if you want to know how to get into a home, how to stop renting, own your own property, own your own land, you need to go and get in touch with Brandon Jones. He's working real estate for you, for the people that's out there. So go ahead and reach out and start the process. He said something that was very important. If you want to, if you want to move in March,
in order to move in May, you have to start. In order to move to May, you have to start in January.
Okay. So I like that. Mr. Educated Wino.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Can you tell us what you have for the people?
Yeah, what I would like to do is for call-ins, I'll let Mr. Harrison pick the number. But if you call in, I will be providing a free wine tasting for that particular person.
Okay.
For you to host in your home, which includes basically 5 bottles of wines for the wine tasting and appetizers to go with it.
Okay. So
which will include the cheeses and fruits.
Okay. So for the person that calls in, I'll pick the person that calls in, or not the person, but the number of the person that calls in. For somebody that calls in, you're gonna go ahead and do a wine tasting for them. So like wine and cheese and things of that nature.
And so what that person is responsible for is basically we'll have to set a date, and then they need to invite anywhere from 10 to 12 of their family, friends, or coworkers to be there for the presentation.
Okay, great. Well, I tell you what, first come, first serve. That's how I like to say. So the first person that calls, they'll get that, and then we can get their information and get you over to them so that you can do your business with them.
Only in the DMV.
Well, people can travel too. You said you travel all the way to Chicago, so if California calls in, then we'd have to work something out with them. Maybe get them out this way.
California, I can turn them on to someone that's out there.
Okay.
the team.
Okay, and the people that's calling from California, they'll probably be coming out this way pretty soon anyway.
Okay.
So that's great. So go ahead and give us a call, y'all, 410-702-5657. I got some folk saying that they're tuning in to the show, but they're seeing people with dreadlocks on the show. I think they tuned in to the wrong show. I don't have any dreads.
I don't.
I know I don't have any dreads.
You don't have any dreads at all. But if you're trying to tune into the show, beexposedradio.com, and this is the Denasha Harrison Show, and you'll be all set. We got a caller. Hello, you're on the Denasha Harrison Show. Who is this?
This is Ophelia.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Oh, Ophelia, how you doing?
Good.
All right.
Well, congratulations,
so,
Ophelia.
Congratulations to you. Where are you calling from?
Oh, California.
So you have to get on that Southwest Airlines. I think they got some good rates going right now. But
they do. I don't have a problem flying that way.
Oh, but he gonna come to you. Oh, we'll work it out.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right.
I'll let Mr. Howard let you know what you won once again.
All right.
Okay.
So basically, what you've won is actually a wine tasting, I'm gonna say package, which consists of about 5 bottles of wine, to also include the appetizers such as cheeses and fruits. And basically, you're responsible for we have to set up a time and date for you to invite out anywhere from 10 to 12 of your friends, and location, and then come out and present the wines.
All right.
Sounds good?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so is everything well out there on the West Coast?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful, tropical, beautiful where we are. Just awesome.
Okay, wonderful. Are you enjoying the show this morning?
Yes, I am. I'm tickled pink and elephant happy about this. This is good information.
Tickle pink, elephant. Okay, tickle pink and elephant happy. Is that what you said?
Elephant happy. Yeah, that's big
old
happy.
school. That's old school. Why don't you shout out your school, Lucy Flowers, right?
Yes.
We're gonna send a shout out to Lucy Flowers. Is it still
Yes.
there? Is Lucy Flowers still there in Chicago?
It's no longer all girl. It's now it's boys and girls school now.
Okay, so we're gonna shout out Lucy Flowers in Chicago, Illinois.
All right.
Well, thank you for the call, and thank you
All
for
right.
listening to the Denasha Harrison Show. So please continue to listen. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Have a good
Okay.
day. All right. Love
too.
y'all.
Love you too.
All right. We'll see you later.
All right.
All right. So congratulations to Ophelia Robinson out there in California. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do one more.
Hopefully we can, like I said, get somebody in the DMV area, and that person from the DMV area, when I was talking about the calendar, would need to host it in September.
Okay.
So, so if that way, it's not lingering around or what have you. And trying to coordinate. So we want to try to, get it in, get it done. That way they can give their comments back on the, call you back on the show, or we'll talk about it next time we talk.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I wanted to try to do it in the month of September.
Okay. So we can we're gonna go ahead and give another giveaway out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next caller, hey, first come, first serve. That's how I like to do it. So if you call in at 410-702-5657, you get a wine package from the Educator Wino. So go ahead and call in. We like to hear from you, and we like to give you that package. So go ahead and give us a call right here on the Denasha Harrison Show. So we're talking about wine and real estate. I like that. Wine and real estate. Who'd have thought? But hey, I'm glad that although you got the competition out there, that you are being a professional. You're not one of these brokers or one of these agents that's trying to take advantage of the people or turning people around. And I want y'all to know, if y'all got a credit score that's not that great, don't be discouraged. Don't think that you cannot own your own property, because there are programs out there that are in place, and Mr. Jones is going to walk you through that process. So once you see him, he's going to partner up with you. He's not going to turn you around. He's going to give you the information that you need to get through the process so that you can not only be on the road to owning your own home, but you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I understand what you're talking about when somebody says, hey, you know what? Come back and we'll see what we can do for you then. Well, I need to have somebody do something for me now. If I'm trying to get into a space now, it's not because I really want to. I need to as well. So, hey, we got another caller. The Nasha Harrison Show. Who is this?
My name is Kevin.
Say again?
My name is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Hey, welcome to
I'm
the
doing
show.
well.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Fairfax County, Virginia.
Okay, that's a little bit closer than Oxnard,
Yeah,
California.
that's definitely close.
Hey, congratulations. You have won a package from the Educated Wino. I'll go ahead and let him know what you've won and the whole process about that.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? If you don't mind me asking, you sound familiar. What's your last name?
Carter.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you was another Kevin. Actually, one of my customers. But nonetheless, what you've won is basically a wine tasting package, which consists of 5 bottles of wine for the wine tasting, along with appetizers, which will include the cheeses and fruits that pair with the wine. And so all we need to do is set up a date and time in September for you to invite out 10 to 12 of your friends, and I'll show up and present the wines, and we go from there. And so, of course, anybody of your guests that are interested in the wines, they'll be able to purchase the wines at the wine tasting.
Okay, so Kevin, hold on, stay on the line. All right, we're going to get your information, and we'll be right back right after these words. You still on the line?
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
To this station. Yeah, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something, and oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
This is the Nasha Harrison Show on Be Exposed Radio. You can reach us with BeExposedRadio.com. Remember, on the 26th of August from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Power Plant Live, we have the Howl at the Moon event. So make sure you all come out and support that. We appreciate your support for the radio show. We got our engineer, Nate. Thank you for what you're doing. Nate is also the engineer / radio station manager / Artist Exchange radio show extraordinaire. So make sure y'all catch his show as well. So Nate, you got a couple of folk trying to view in, trying to call in. That is the way to do it, right? BeExposedRadio.com. Local callers 410-702-5657. So go ahead and give us a call. Make sure that you tune in at BeExposedRadio.com, the Denasha Harrison Show. Okay, we're live on YouTube right now. We're in the studio right now, talking about wine and talking about real estate. Last time we talked about cigars. We're having a wonderful time here. So thank you for the giveaways. We just did 2 giveaways. One from California called in, Ophelia, and then we also had a brother call in, Mr. Carter from Fairfax. So you got some traveling to do. So congratulations to you two. I appreciate you listening. Continue to listen to our show. We are a show that promotes the platform for you to come and talk about what you do, talk about the positive things that you do, things in the community of that nature. And we want to make sure that we give you the opportunity to come in or call in, tell us what's on your mind, talk to us about the issues that are going on. Are you able to stay a little longer? You gotta get out of here.
I actually have to get up out of here.
Okay.
Probably about 5
Okay,
minutes.
so we got you for 5 more minutes. Okay, so before you go, once again, give us the information on how people can get in touch with you, contact you, be a part of the business that you're doing.
Okay, great. Thank you. Once again, as far as my contact information, definitely on social media. You can reach me at The Educated Wino, at The Educated Wino on Twitter, The Educated Wino on Facebook, The Educated Wino on Instagram. Believe me, you type in The Educated Wino, my information will come up. The actual website is www.wineshopathome.com/The Educated Wino. And there you can see my website. Also, I send out a newsletter every month, so you're able to subscribe for that. And if you just have any information in regards to the wine tasting and the process, feel free to give me a call at 540-424-7521.
Okay, 540. Say again, 540-424-7521. Okay.
And if I can share one more thing,
Absolutely.
One thing actually is, I think, the most important part. How much does it cost to do a wine tasting in the privacy of your own home?
I like that.
Well, basically for $29.95, you're able to, plus shipping and handling, you're able to host your own wine tasting. And what does that include is you receive 5 bottles of wine for the tasting and 1 complimentary bottle for yourself.
Okay.
So the wines are valued at $120 or more, depending on the wine samplers that we choose for your tasting. So it's very economical.
So for $30.
So for really. It sounds crazy.
Wait a minute. So you said you're on the radio,
right? We're on the radio.
We're on YouTube.
Exactly.
So
I got you.
And this is Truth Radio.
This Truth Radio.
Okay, so for $30
plus shipping and handling.
Plus, about
$30. Throw some people too, though. But
right. So for a little bit over $30,
right,
you can have 5 + 1, so 6 bottles of wine.
Correct.
That you can do your own.
For their own wine tasting. To host the tasting.
That's 6 bottles of wine.
And 1 bottle, like I said, 1 bottle is complimentary, and that's for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but a lot of people decide to add that to the tasting. So now you have 6
bottles of wine for your own tasting for a little bit over $30.
That's the other reason why I like this business.
Okay.
Because for the little bit, to include advertisers and everything, for about $60, you can host your own wine tasting, invite some friends over and have a good time.
Right.
And more importantly, drink good wine.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming through. Thank you for being a part of the show. We're going to have to get into those fish fries on Thursday for the motorcycle club. Because I'm going to try to make the next fish fry that y'all have at Sons of Solomon.
All right.
But yeah, I just wanted to give them a shout out. Wonderful motorcycle club. And we're actually going to do a segment about the motorcycle community and about how they are part of the community and how they're doing work in the community. I think when a lot of people think motorcycle clubs, they have one specific view about it, but it's a wonderful, wonderful world to be a part of.
Well, I just happen to be the charity coordinator for my club.
So that's it.
So that's definitely good information. Just let me know.
Absolutely. So we'll have you back on the show to talk motorcycles, and then you can also always talk about wines. And now that you didn't up your game with the cigars, we could have you in with True Black, or me and you could sit and talk about cigars anytime, any day. That's my passion, among other things that I have going on as well. But we appreciate you coming through the show. You're going to stick with us for a little while, correct? Okay, so we're going to have Mr. Jones stick with us a little longer. Mr. Howard's going to sit here for a little bit, and I know you do have to go. You're good on traffic. Traffic's not that bad going back down. But yeah, we appreciate your time. It's good to see you. We got to do some catching up, on a personal level. Talk about some of the things that's been going on in the community. I know for you, you're listening to the show now, so anytime that you want to call in and talk about the climate of what's going on where you're at, I know you still have very, very close ties to what's going on in Chicago. Talk about it. Want to give that advice on the things that you've been through. Once again, that's another show. South side of Chicago, west side of Chicago. There's a lot of things that we've experienced. There's a lot of things that God has brought us through. And there's a lot of things that the community did for us so that we could be sitting here today. And I think that, I know that the community should be doing more when it comes to the education of how we can get into our own properties, how we can do what we need to do when it comes to having a strong community. So thanks for coming through. We'll talk more later about that and other topics. And we'll sit here and talk a little bit more about real estate, if that's all right with you.
Sounds good to me.
So you're here on the Denasha Harrison Show. Welcome to the show. Stay a part of the show. And we'll be right back right after these words.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something, and oh, wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey guys, check out my new video game.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
and at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen?
Hello, folks. Thank you for listening, and welcome back to the Denasha Harrison Show. We just got done saying goodbye to the educator Wino, taking pictures and writing on the wall, things of that nature. South side of Chicago, they do a lot of wall writing anyway. So now let me stop with the graffiti jokes. But we still have Mr. Jones here, and we're going to get into some more questions. If someone wants to get into the real estate business and do what you do, what are some of the steps that they need to take to do it?
Good question. I just actually had an event that was about 2 weeks ago where anybody who was interested in becoming a real estate agent, knowing what the business means outside of actually doing what is required, we do that. Be setting one up for September, so be on the lookout for that. However, the steps are pretty easy. You register with a institution that gives real estate class. Okay. Normally it's a brokerage. So for instance, I advise people to look into Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker does a class which takes is 60 hours total is the class itself. Coldwell Banker gives the class in the evenings, mornings, whatever you prefer, whatever works with your schedule. But you take that class. After the class, you actually have to pass what is the state and the national exam. Okay, so there's a test. There's a test. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. You got to pay attention. Okay. The test itself is made up. It's 30 minutes on the state portion, 90 minutes on the national version. Okay. And you take them both together. If you pass both, then officially you are granted the opportunity to have a license, real estate license. Okay. It's just that simple. It sounds simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. However, the test portion, the class, I know a lot of people kind of, when you think about tests, they already freak out before they even know what the material is. Right. Things of that sort. But if you take your time, focus, be attentive in class, excuse me, then you'll have no issues. Okay. So can you give an example of the type of questions they would ask on a test like that? Good. Let's say, for example, I mean, you're not breaking any rules or anything. No. Okay, like question and answers. Okay. It's very tricky because what they do is the series of questions are set up where you yourself know what the answer is. Okay. But the way the question is set up is it makes you doubt yourself. There are situational questions. Okay. Maybe something in regards to you have a client and that client goes to a house and sees that somebody died in the property. Okay. Is that something that needs to be listed? Disclosed, right. Disclosed, right. Now, school-wise, going into class, it's something that you don't have to disclose. At test time, the way it's written out and the answers A, B, C, and D that you have are put in such a way that you might think to yourself, maybe you have to disclose that. So that's where it becomes tricky. Okay, sounds like this, but it could also be this. Bingo. Okay. Bingo. But I always tell people, because I've been there. I failed the test twice before I actually passed it the third time. Okay. And it was due to the fact that I knew the material. I knew the material, but you go in there and you psych yourself out. And one of the times I actually took the test and I failed it by 1. And the reason being is that there was one particular question that I answered. When I was done, I went back and changed my answer. Doubted yourself. I doubted myself. And that could have been the one that passed me. We don't know. But just when you make the answer, figure out what you think the answer is, just keep going. Stick to it. Don't go back.
Okay, that's where paying attention in class comes in, right?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, things are pretty relative as far as, okay, it could be this, it sounds like that.
Bingo. It's
but-
very tricky that way.
Okay,
Very tricky.
interesting. So, find a broker.
Find a broker.
Okay, take the test
Take the test.
or test because
Test.
it's two.
It's two. They're combined. So
Does a broker sponsor you, or do you have to pay for
no,
the
you have to
test, or-
pay. You have to pay.
Okay.
The class itself, for example, Caldwell Banker is $199.
Okay.
That includes the book. That includes all the materials, things of that sort that you'll need.
Mhm.
Once you pass that, the test that's included with the class itself, because there is a final to the class. Once you pass that final, that allows you to then be eligible to then take the actual test.
Mm.
But that test is actually taken both portions at one time.
Okay.
So you go into a test center, which is close to where you, in proximity to where you live.
Mhm.
You go to that test center, you first do the state portion, which you're allowed 30 minutes for, I do believe it's 18 questions.
Mhm.
Then once that is done, you go right into, the computer sets you up to go right into the national portion, which you get
Okay.
90 minutes, and I do believe it's 80 questions.
Okay.
Once you complete both, you hit a button that says you confirm that you're done. You confirm. It tells you where you are as far as did you pass the test or the state portion, or did you pass the national?
Okay.
If you pass one and don't pass the other, you still have to come back. You don't have to take the
The one-
portion that you passed,
Mhm.
but you do have to take, again, the one that you failed.
Mhm.
But for each, the first time you take it and all other times that you take it, the test price is $60.
Okay. So if you fail it, you have to pay again.
You still have to, exactly.
So you should pay attention the
So
first time.
hopefully you pass it the first time.
Okay. So are schedules flexible? If I have a job but I want to get into the real estate business, is there a broker that may work with my schedule, or is it usually a fixed schedule, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or how does that work schedule wise?
Your broker is basically who holds your license.
Okay.
So that's where your license is going to be stationed.
Okay.
They're also the person that goes through the contracts, the transactions that you bring to the table, and of course are the people or the boss, if you will, that make sure you get paid. Other than that, unless you have questions, it's all up to you. Real estate is your own business.
Okay.
So you control your schedule. You control what hours of the day you work. There are agents that do part-time. There are agents that do full-time. There are agents that actually do less than part-time, if you can even say that, but it's true. But you define your hours, your days, you define your schedule.
Okay. How long have you been doing real estate?
I've been doing it since 2012.
Okay. And before that?
Before that, I had a magazine and did some in and out projects here and there. But real estate is everything.
You love real estate.
I love real estate.
So that's interesting. I think it's very important when someone finds something that they love to do and they can help people by doing it as well. I know I've met a couple of people here at the radio show. Art seems to be their life. And on top of that, they're also doing something that they like to do, not only for themselves, but they're doing it for others as well. And that, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful experience for somebody to know about themselves, to be able to actually reach out and help somebody. I like the idea that you partner with people to own property.
Absolutely.
I think that when you own property, that actually leads into other things, does it not?
Oh, absolutely.
Could you talk a little bit about the importance of being a property owner? How is that an advantage when it comes to other things for families and owners?
Well, in the world, it's been proven, it is a fact. Owning a home or owning real estate is the best and the biggest investment a person can make in their lifetime. Bigger than gold, bigger than stock, bigger than bonds. Real estate is the pinnacle. Very important because in this day and age, it's very important to know about just what owning property does to a person.
Okay.
I tell people all the time, the difference between renting and buying is this little known fact called equity. Equity is big. Those that don't know equity is over time, the investment that you make increases in value. So
Say that again. That's very important. In case you didn't get it, say it again.
Owning an investment,
Mm-hmm.
equity stands for the amount that you build over time from that investment.
That's right.
In my first time home buyer seminars that I do each month, and I do them for free, there's a lot of organizations out there. There's a lot of brokerages. There's a lot of real estate agents, a lot of people in the business that give first time home buyer seminars, but have a fee.
That's right.
I don't believe that. Knowledge is out there. It's given to us to seek. The more knowledge you put out, the better society that you have. So why would I put a price on that?
Mm-hmm.
If we all want people to be home buyers, if that's the goal at the end of the day, then as a society, why then do we put a price tag on the knowledge that you need to know in order to be a home buyer?
Mm-hmm.
So my seminars are free.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good time. We have it at a partner of mine, a friend of mine since grade school. His name is Ray Davis. He owns a restaurant, Black-owned restaurant. It's called Flight, American Fusion Restaurant. It's off York Road, 5723 York Road. Invites everybody to go there. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice shout out.
And we do first-time home buyer seminar brunches on Sundays. So each month, once a month, individuals that just want to know about how to get themselves into buying a home, they come on Sunday from 12 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
There's brunch. Everybody eats. We talk about home buying. In that, I tell people one key caveat. Renting is like when you buy a car. As soon as you buy a car, brand new car, and you take it off the lot, what happens?
It depreciates.
It depreciates in value.
Mm-hmm.
So your money is depreciating every time you throw money into a property that you don't own. Buying a property is different. As soon as you buy that property, within years, within months, within a block of time, it increases in value. So let's say you bought a house at $200,000. In 5 years, it could go up depending on the market. 205, 210, 220. Now you have $20,000 in equity, $20,000 that you did not have originally when you bought the property, but the investment that you took to own that property allowed the opportunity for you to build on that investment.
Okay.
Which again is different from renting, which is you don't own. There's no opportunity for equity. And of course, it depreciates every time you give $1,200, $1,700, $1,300, $2,200 here in some places in Baltimore. You're giving out as far as rent, and you're getting nothing else in return.
Right. I like that. Now we could talk about home depreciation, depending on what's going on in your neighborhood, right? But we want to keep the focus on your property gaining value, continuing to appreciate, because we talk about on this show being responsible for yourself and your neighbors, making sure that we have strong communities. When we own in our community, we have a start making our communities better places.
Absolutely.
When you talk about depreciation in properties, sometimes that gives people the advantage to come in to buy those properties, do more with those properties. So even though depreciation can be looked at as a negative, that's still an opportunity for someone to start somewhere, correct?
Correct. The unfortunate part about it is my father had a home built back in 96, 97, don't quote me. It sits on 3 acres. And it is a community that is, we were the second home that was built.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's 40, 50 homes
Mm-hmm.
owned all by African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
It's in between Woodstock, Maryland, and Ellicott City.
Okay.
Is where the homes are.
Right out there by Columbia.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everybody there, the appreciation to take care of the property is very important. It's very vital.
Mm-hmm.
If we could have that same mentality in other districts or neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
the appreciation of the actual neighborhood would go up.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately for us, African Americans itself, the majority of us do not take care of our properties.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you have more of the slums. You have more people coming in and basically taking these neighborhoods,
Mm-hmm.
investing in these neighborhoods
Mm-hmm.
because of our downfall,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't allow ourselves to build on our communities because, even if we own it, if we rent it, whatever, we still don't take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I like this topic because there is a reason why you see so many neighborhoods that are in dilapidated situations. A lot of those communities, a lot of people don't own, which is why it's so important to go from renting to owning. When you talk about the ownership of different things, property, in this
Mm-hmm.
case, you talk about taking pride in what you own. And in a lot of our neighborhoods, unfortunately, people have come in, bought the properties, have done the bare minimum when it comes to codes and things like that to put people in these properties. So when we come back after the break, we're going to talk about this a little bit more. You're listening to the Denasha Harrison Show. Right after this.
Listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom.
I wanted to talk to you about something and oh wait, hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs.
Hey guys, check out my new video game.
Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
there we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hello and welcome back to the Denasha Harrison Show. Last segment. I'd like to say something before we start talking about appreciation and depreciation again. Nate, thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you for what you're doing with the engineering. Wonderful. I know last show, I wasn't keeping track of the time. And I was like, we'll be right. It was like, okay, the show's over. So for those of you who were listening before and you were wondering what happened, there was a Be Continue moment. So didn't get an opportunity to go out like we usually would. But thank you for listening. Thank you for noticing. That means that you're paying attention to what's going on the show. So in our last segment, what I wanted to talk a little bit about was appreciation and depreciation of property. We're talking about real estate. Earlier, we were talking about wine with the educated wino here at Be Exposed Radio. Wonderful, wonderful topic about what you can do if you are ready to own your own property. So we talked about appreciation a little bit, how important it is for communities to actually take pride in ownership. Could you speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's very important. Property value goes up. When property value goes up, that means what we talked about before, that equity goes up. But if it does not, and of course, you're not taking care of your properties, then all the properties around you, including in that neighborhood, then depreciate. And when it depreciates, then of course, as we were talking about, it makes everything look bad. Everything goes bad at that point.
Okay.
You have vacancies. You have, like you said, you have people that come in, they'll take over, and then they'll go and do some shoddy jobs on those properties.
Right.
It just goes downhill from there.
Right. Makes your job all that more interesting.
Yeah.
We can say hard, but a challenge is what it is.
Challenge is a challenge.
You know, if you love something, then you welcome the challenge sometimes.
Bingo.
Folks, I would like to encourage you that in your neighborhoods, even if you're not owning properties yet, if you haven't made that move yet, when you rent, you still have rights. You have rights to make sure that the person who owns that property is not only keeping things up to code, but doing all that they can do to make sure that that is a comfortable living space for you. We have to get involved in what it takes to hold people accountable that have rental properties in our neighborhood. Get with your local leaders, call 311, all right, and find out who's in charge of your community leadership. If you want to be a part of your leadership, if you want to be that change that you expect to see, get involved. It's very important that we learn about the code system when it comes to the buildings that we live in. Mr. Jones is actually offering everyone who can hear an opportunity to own their own property, how to own your own property. There is a step process. There's a system to go about it. So before we leave today, go ahead and shout out your numbers, your information briefly. If you can shout that out one more time before we wrap up. Absolutely.
You can get in contact with me directly at 443-804-0857, or you can find me on all social media platforms at Jones Finds Homes. Very simple. Also want to plug before I forget, September 10th at the Flight American Fusion Restaurant, which is 5723 York Road. We will be having another first-time homebuyer seminar plus brunch, and that will be again September 10th, which is a Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m.
Okay, great. I really do appreciate you coming on the show.
I greatly appreciate being here.
You're welcome back anytime. You have time. Tuesdays from 10 to 12, Thursdays from 10 to 12, Tuesdays and Thursdays, y'all. Right on the Denasha Harrison Show, Be Exposed Radio. Don't forget on the 26th of August from 6 to 10 at the Power Plant Live, Support Be Exposed Radio, Howl at the Moon. This is a wonderful, wonderful platform to support not only the local community, but the global community. Earlier, I said Nicaragua was listening, Africa's listening. So we do appreciate all the support that we're getting from all over the world. Keep the issues hot. Keep the truth what it is. Call in. You got questions, comments. Thank you all for listening. I can't wait to see you all or talk to you all Tuesday. Tuesday, we'll be talking with some folks from the Capital Guardian Youth Challenge Academy out of Washington, D.C. We'll give you more information next week. Check my Facebook page. Give us a call. Reach out to us. Thank you for listening. We're out on the Denasha Harrison Show. We'll see you next time. Thank you.